What if Dandy's World just gave us our biggest hint yet that a brand new lethal is coming to Gardenview? Because a mysterious character has appeared, they seem to know far more than they should, and there are several details surrounding their appearance that make this theory much harder to ignore. And the strangest part is that this character may already have been watching the toons for a while. Let's start with what actually happened, because the details here are important. In the recent Brusha-related video, Brusha is trying to get more magenta paint. Since Dandy is responsible for bringing things from the outside world into Gardenview, she needs to find a way to get more supplies. But then something unexpected happens. The power goes out, and Brusha realizes that even though the lights are off, the security cameras are still watching her. That immediately raises a huge question. Who is watching Brusha? And this becomes even more interesting when we remember when this scene takes place. The video happens shortly after Brusha's argument with Tisha. During that conversation, Tisha says that she is no longer going to be Brusha's friend, but she also mentions being concerned about the closure of Gardenview. That detail matters because, according to the information discussed in the original theory, Gardenview was closed in 2002. If that is the case, then there should not be ordinary humans still wandering around inside Gardenview. The characters we know to be there are the toons, while the humans we have seen connected to the story are already part of the mystery surrounding the path. So when another unknown individual suddenly appears to be observing Brusha, it becomes difficult to simply dismiss them as a random background character. And then we get the detail that started one of the biggest theories. The mysterious individual introduces themselves with a single name, D just D. At first, that might sound completely meaningless. But when you look at the names connected to the lethals, that detail suddenly becomes interesting. The known lethals discussed in this theory have names beginning with D. Delilah also begins with D, which makes the clue less conclusive, but it is still enough to make people wonder if this character could belong to that same group. And there is another strange connection. Brusha has already been involved with a mysterious character before. When Dial was introduced, players did not know that Dial was coming alongside Brusha. His appearance was a surprise. Now, during another Brusha-related update, we suddenly have another mysterious individual being mentioned and seemingly connected to her. That timing is difficult to ignore. But before we jump to the conclusion that this is definitely a new lethal, there are several other possibilities we need to consider. One of them is Delilah. Some people believe the mysterious figure could actually be connected to Delilah in some way, possibly even being a transformed version of her. Others believe this is an entirely new toon. And then there is the theory that this character could be something much more important, a brand new lethal. So what does the character actually look like? Unfortunately, the footage does not give us a clear answer. When the image is brightened and examined more closely, the character is still extremely difficult to identify. There seems to be something resembling a rounded head, but there is not enough detail to confidently determine what it is. In another part of the footage, however, we can see what appears to be the character's feet, and those feet are interesting. They look almost like they are wearing boots. Some people have compared them to Waxwell's boots, while others have compared them to the shoes associated with Delilah. But again, this is where we need to be careful. None of these details confirm the character's identity. Still, there is something else that makes the theory much more interesting. The person who wrote the dialogue for this video made a post about it, and the wording caught the attention of the community. The post basically explained that they were excited to share the first video they had written dialogue. For in the latest update, then came a strange phrase about whether someone is still watching that fits almost perfectly with what happens in the video. Itself, Brusha discovers that the cameras are still active during the blackout, meaning someone could potentially be observing her without her knowing. And if this mysterious character has been watching Brusha for some time, then the question becomes much bigger than simply asking who they are. What do they want from her? There is also a strange visual detail in the post itself. One particular word appears differently from the surrounding text, which led some people to wonder whether there could be another hidden message involved. The wording at the end also feels unusually strange, almost as if it was deliberately written to sound mysterious. That brings us back to Delilah. One reason some players are skeptical that this character is simply Delilah is the way they speak. From the other recordings we have seen, Delilah does not appear to speak in exactly this way. Of course, there is always the possibility that we are dealing with a different version of Delilah, perhaps one that has changed somehow. But at this point, that is only a theory. And if you think this is already strange, there is an even bigger connection that some people have made. During the Easter event, players discovered a secret area with a message that basically told someone to meet them somewhere. That led to theories about Delilah, experiments, and hidden information surrounding the characters. Now, some people are connecting that old mystery with this new mysterious individual. Could they be related? We simply do not know yet. But there is another theory that I find particularly interesting. What if this mysterious character is not human at all? What if they are a toon? One argument for this is their apparent size. Some people have compared the size of the character's feet to those of the toons we already know. If the comparison is accurate, the character could be too small to be an ordinary adult human. That would make the possibility of a toon much more interesting. And then we have the voice. The character's accent sounds noticeably different from what we normally hear. Some viewers have suggested that the character could have a French accent, while others have focused on the way certain sounds are pronounced. If that interpretation is correct, it could potentially tell us something about the character's background. And there is an even bigger problem with this character being a normal toon. The toons are generally understood to have memories of the world they were created in and knowledge of the other characters around them. So if Brucia encounters another toon and genuinely has no idea who they are, why? Why doesn't she recognize them? That question becomes even more important if this individual has actually been around for a long time. And this is where the theory starts connecting to another mysterious character, Flight. Flight is believed to know much more than he should. His trinket even contains a hidden message, and there are already theories suggesting that he remembers things he was never supposed to know. So imagine for a moment that Flight and this mysterious toon belong to the same group. If Flight knows too much, and this unknown character also seems to know too much, there could be a connection between them. Maybe they were involved in something that the other toons were never supposed to discover, and that could explain why this character's identity is being hidden. There is also an interesting possibility involving the Lethals. What if, like Dial, this mysterious character does not appear as a normal toon in the show? Maybe they have a role behind the scene. Maybe they work somewhere inside Garden View without the other toons knowing who they really are. That would explain why Brucia does not recognize them, and it could also explain why other characters seemingly do not know this individual either. If even characters such as Roger and Tisha are unfamiliar with them, then we are not simply dealing with someone Brucia personally forgot about. There may be a reason why this character has remained hidden. But then we have another strange clue, the dialogue color. In the information discussed in this theory, Delilah's dialogue appears white, while other toons can have dialogue that reflects their established colors. Interestingly, the mysterious character's dialogue also appears white. Does that mean the character's main color is actually white? Or is the color being kept hidden because revealing it would give away their identity? There is no confirmed answer, but if we combine everything, a possible picture starts to form. We could be looking at a toon whose primary color is white, whose feet appear dark or covered by shoes, who has a distinctive accent, who seems to know more than they should, who has been watching Brucia, and who does not appear to be recognized by the characters around them. And one theory takes this even further. What if this is a female toon whose role is connected to architecture? What if her interest in Brucia's work is not random? If she really is interested in art and design, that could explain why she has been observing Brucia in the first place. And if the French accent theory is correct, that could become another small piece of the puzzle. But there is still one question we cannot ignore. Could this actually be a new Lethal? The timing is one of the biggest reasons people think so. Dial's arrival was around this same period the previous year, and the community has already been discussing whether another Lethal could eventually be introduced. The idea is simple. If a Lethal arrived around this time last year, could the anniversary be a deliberate opportunity to introduce another one? That does not prove anything. There is no confirmation that a new Lethal is coming. But when you combine the timing with a mysterious character, hidden dialogue, strange camera footage, an unknown identity, and connections to existing lore, it is understandable why players are starting to suspect something bigger. And personally, I think the most important clue is not even the name D-It, is the fact that this character appears to exist outside the normal knowledge of the toons Brucia. Does not recognize them. The character seems to know what they are doing. They may have been watching her, and somehow they are appearing in a story that already involves Garden View's closure. Hidden experiments, mysterious recording, and characters who know more than they are supposed to. That is a lot of mystery surrounding one character. So now I want to know what you think. Do you believe this mysterious individual is actually a completely new toon? Could they be connected to Delilah? Could this be a transformed character that we already know? Or are we looking at the next Lethal coming to Dandy's world? And if this really is a new Lethal, why would they be watching Brucia? Tell me your theory in the comments, because the answer could completely change how we understand what is happening inside Garden View. For now, nothing about this character's identity is confirmed. But if the developers are intentionally leaving these clues for us, I have a feeling we have not seen the last of this mysterious figure.